with U.S. Jewry and Israel. InfoLive TV spoke with Raul Izaguirre, the veteran leader and driving force behind one of the leading Latino advocacy groups, the National Council of La Raza, and their American Jewish Committee host during a recent visit to Israel.
We constitute a group of leaders from the Hispanic community in the United States, which is 45 million strong and growing presence in our country. Our community is emerging politically, economically, and we're at the point where much of our leadership is interested in foreign affairs, and particularly the relationship between Israel and the United States and the conflict in the Middle East.
The group's luminaries from across the American Latino landscape toured the country's tourist icons and received briefings from political and academic leaders. Director of the AJC's Latino and Latin American Institute, Dina Siegel-Van, talked about the visit's significance.
It's the first time that we are co-hosting this trip with a major national Latino organization, which is the National Council of La Raza, which understands very clearly why Israel is so central to Latino-Jewish relations.
We want to understand what's happening in Israel. Our government has a huge commitment to this country and this nation, and we want to understand the issues surrounding the conflict and also learn from Israel. It's a great story about the development of a people, and the economy, the technology that's been developed in this nation is something that we want to learn about.
Do you feel the Hispanic American community can learn something of Israel's and the American Jewish community's involvement in politics as an APAC regarding Latin America?
I believe that we have a lot to learn from the American Jewish community. Their involvement in foreign affairs has been an example of how an ethnic group can affect American foreign policy. Latin America has been neglected by American foreign policy, and we want to use the same techniques and the same approaches that American Jewry has used to make sure that we make Latin America a priority for American foreign policy. We, as Latinos in the United States, have both a right and an obligation to comment on public policy, that the State of Israel has a right to exist, that it conforms to our best political values, that it's an ally of the United States, that we need to engage in this process as a matter of self-interest, but as well as good citizenship, and that we welcome the alliance with the American Jewish community to solve the problems that we have in the United States as a minority who gets discriminated against.
Historically, the Jewish community has made a large investment in fostering relations with the African American community in the States. Not so much has been heard with the Hispanic community. Why do you think that's changing now?
It is changing because the demographics have changed. Our numbers have increased, and I think the American Jewish community now understands that we have some serious problems, and that a large group of people needs to find their political voice and needs to have allies, and so there's never been any tension between the Jewish community and the Hispanic community. There's been indifference, and I think that's something that we're trying to eradicate.
Are you going to recommend to Hispanic Americans to visit Israel in the future and in the wake of this visit?
We're not only going to recommend that they come to Israel, we're going to recommend that they support the right of Israel to exist.
For InfoLive TV, this has been Dave Bendor in Jerusalem at the American Jewish Committee.